Hey everybody, Scott for Angry Badger Minis. Welcome back. We are still working on Sisters of Silence and Custodes Army. We have 25 Custodes and the Sisters are all done. We have 25 of them done. We have a couple Custodes done just because I wanted to see how these guys work out. I've never actually dealt with them before. Hold on one second, I'm going to change the light here so you guys can see what's going on. I'm pretty impressed by these models. I'm also fascinated that they are in fact still taller than the Primaris Space Marines and bigger, which I mean I guess regarding lore and things like that they're supposed to be, so that's okay. I mean at least we got one thing that works right? I guess everybody has heard about you know, the Cursed City game set. I don't have a set myself. It's not something that I was, you know, in a rush or even really had an interest in purchasing. Just not my thing. That being said, what was I gonna say? Well, nobody really knows, I guess, why Games Workshop's not going to have them online anymore. Okay, I apologize. I'm trying to figure out where the heck this weapon came from when I have everything lined up like it's supposed to be. But anyway, I know there's a lot of disgruntled folks out there about it, and I feel for you. It's one of the things that I don't think honestly there's anything we can do about it, but I mean, except maybe send letters to GW and say, hey, you know, what the hell are you doing? But these limited edition type things, and my understanding is, I did not see this personally, but my understanding is that on the Warhammer community site, specifically it was said that it would be sold for years, you know, and now I guess it's selling for at least a quarter more, almost half more than what it sold for normally on eBay, because Games Workshop said they're not going to have it online anymore, and you know, seek out stores that may have it, and that's really unfortunate. I mean, I don't know what the deal is. Definitely don't have an answer for you. So you may be saying, well, Scott, why'd you even bring it up? Just so that you're aware, and maybe you can check out Games Workshop, you know, and see what's going on. I also, however, fell kind of, I don't know if you want to say victim. I'm hoping that they're going to do things, you know, right by all of us. But, you know, I subscribed to the Warhammer Imperium magazine deal that was going to be here in the US. And then I got an email the other day that said, actually I could probably bring it up for you. But I got an email the other day that said, essentially, I'll get my first 2 issues, but that's it, and that it was a limited run or something like that, and that let me pull this up for you guys, and that essentially they will restart it in 2022. So hold on one second. Let's see if I can pull this up for you. And that's, you know, again, it's to me, you know, it's unfortunate that that happened. But again, nothing we can do about it, and you know, we just have to make do. So let me move this for you. So as you can see, this is the actual email that I got. You know, dear Scott, thank you for subscribing to Warhammer 40,000 Imperium. The first 2 issues will be shipped to you in the next few days. I actually didn't even check. This was sent on the 15th, so yesterday. We would like to inform you that the current release has been a limited regional run, which has now come to an end. This means no further payments will be taken and no further issues sent out after you receive your first delivery. We will be launching this collection nationally in early 2022, and we'll be in touch with you then to continue your collection. We would like to thank you for supporting the Warhammer 40,000 Imperium Limited Run, for which we had an extremely positive response. We look forward to bringing the full collection to the USA soon, and can assure you it will be worth the wait. So I hope they're right. I guess the thing that kind of stinks is that, you know, I was kind of excited for it, and when you have things like this that just, you know, you kind of buy in, I guess is maybe the terminology I'm looking for, but you what am I trying to say? You know, you count on these things, you know, you get excited for them and whatnot, and then they just don't pan out, and there's, you know, literally nothing you can do about it. And I know what I'm trying to say now. What it does is it breeds lack of confidence, distrust, and, you know, just being gun shy about doing any of this stuff. You know, I mean, it's a big reason why I'm not a pre-order kind of guy. I don't do that stuff unless it's something I really maybe I already know about it, I really want it, and I mean really want it. I gotta really want it. Like for instance, if they, you know, released a new Space Hulk game, you know, I would want that. You know, I mean, who knows what the miniatures would look like and stuff like that, but that would be something that I would pre-order, especially considering, you know, I don't know why, but it's the one game that I truly love, and even though I've never played, well, I won't say I've never played, I don't really play the actual way it's meant to be played, and you know, it's just how it is, I guess. But I'll tell you guys one thing: putting these Custodes arms on is not an easy task. Trying to line things up. I mean, I literally, it took a while to get this first one going so that I could turn around and use him as a measuring device, basically, to try to make things line up like they need to be. And I'm hoping that's still going to work out for me right now. I mean, it looks like it's working, but it's just a good thing that I've got a good eye for things like this. But yeah, for all of you that ordered or bought the Cursed City or wanted it, you know, I feel for you, I really do. It's unfortunate. Maybe there's something else better to come, and there's a reason why they did it. I don't know. But you know, that's kind of what I'm holding out hope for you guys. Again, it's not really my thing. I'm not really, you know, into the whole vampire deal to begin with. I would love to see a re-release of something like, you know, Mordheim, for instance. I thought that was a good game back in the day. That was a Warhammer game, like Warhammer Fantasy game, that I really connected with and engaged with, and I think it's because I had, you know, one single model that I did connect with, because whatever he did or didn't do, or his performance on the battlefield, directly reflected what was going to happen to him. You know, I think I might have mentioned this a long time ago on the stream or the channel, but what I had, I had a little Skaven guy. Poor guy, lost an eye, had an arm broken, you know, all kinds of stuff. But he kept fighting on, which was great. So yeah, so that's out there, you know, something that a lot of people are really upset about, and I can't blame them. It's just, you know, they were really counting on that box set being around, and in the process they did not buy or whatever, and now you've got, you know, the scalpers out there that are literally doing just that on eBay. So now if they want it, they're going to be paying, you know, really, in a way, top dollar for what's theirs. And I understand that. I mean, it's really about how bad you want it. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this. Some of those Space Hulk box sets that you saw in the first video that I ever did from the 3rd edition Space Hulk when it first released, because they said it was never going to be released again. By the time I got off deployment and, you know, got around to being able to even buy one, they were gone. eBay was the only way to go, and I paid $400 for one of those boxes. Now you may say, my gosh, what the heck's wrong with you? Look, you know, I mean, we all have our vices, if you will, and I wanted that game more than anything. The second edition, I was not around when that was around. So like Adeptus Titanicus, it was one of those things that I was waiting, you know, a long time to get, or hoping that it would come, you know, be re-released or whatever, and it was. Now there are other games I hope they re-release, like Battlefleet Gothic. I mean, I was able to get one box set of that. I'm trying to think when that was. And then I never was able to find another after. And then in the meantime, what I was able to do was get my hands on a couple of books like the Warp Storm, or I think it's called the Warp Storm. I don't know. But anyway, where I'm going with this is I sought out independently people that were trying to get rid of their BFG stuff because there was nobody playing, or they were just bored with it or whatever. And so I was able to buy a little bit here and there. And then coincidentally, BFG's been out for so long, or I mean gone for so long, I was actually able to get my hands on an entire Imperial fleet that somebody was getting rid of. So that was kind of a bonus, and it's sitting in boxes, you know, right now. Has not been played with yet. So I mean, it's just the way it goes, I guess. But man, I cannot get this thing to line up to save my life. This is what I'm talking about. It's becoming a challenge just to get these halberds or glaives or whatever they're calling them attached to these arms. Still not even sure that's going to be entirely correct. I am impressed with these models, I will say. Now, again, I'm not looking forward to painting these or my Sisters of Silence gold. I'm hoping that I can figure out an inspiring color that would work out to where they're not gold, because in my mind, that gold, you lose all the detail, you know, that these models have. So I'm really hoping to be inspired by something else, and hopefully find what I need. I hope you guys have been enjoying the reaction videos. I've got some more lined up. I'm not gonna lie, man, it's rough when I see something and I gotta remind myself, hey man, don't watch it. That way you're giving an honest reaction and everything to everybody when you do your reaction video. So you got me there, guys. I'm definitely jonesing, if you will, for that kind of content, but it's all good. Okay, this one looks like it's gonna go on pretty well. You got a little bit of flashing here when you take off. I don't like the swords for the Custodes, and again, I'm going off of lore for the most part, and I don't mean the new lore. I'm talking about the stuff that I know from way back when I first started. Everything I've ever seen about the Custodes were these, you know, glaives or halberds, and so that's what I'm going with. I did, however, because it makes sense from a play point of view. Oh, don't do it. Okay, I did, however, make the standard bearer guy, and I did that mainly because, I mean, that's just a giant two-headed eagle, for crying out loud. I mean, nothing I have in all of my models has this. Not to mention, you know, in 12 inches everything becomes fearless, so I could see where that could be a good thing regarding leadership. Other than that, it doesn't really do anything. And of course, excuse me, the Storm Shield gets, you know, 3+ save, and as long as he's alive in attacks, I believe everybody gets an extra attack. You could argue, well, why wouldn't you make your Custodes, you know, all have, you know, 3+ invulnerable saves by giving them shields and the swords instead? Well, I mean, I just don't like it. I mean, I'm not playing to win, so to speak. It's just not really what I'm looking for. I mean, they've already got a 2+ save. toughness 5, you know, 2 wounds, which I wonder if they have more wounds now. You know, I mean, it's hard for me to believe that they wouldn't go up in wounds since Space Marines went up in wounds. But I haven't bothered to check that out. It's just not on my plate at the moment. I am looking forward to redoing or doing the battle report that I did. Now that I've got the what do you call it? Now that I've got the what am I trying to say? The right data, if you will, regarding the Necrons and the Space Marines. They both have an exact even number of points. The power level didn't exactly pan out the way I had hoped, but again, I didn't really, you know, try that hard, you know, to make that work. I just kind of threw it together because I really wanted to see how it would work out camera wise and you know, on the internet itself. So, but I think it came out halfway decent. Some of you guys liked it, and I appreciate that. And if you're new here and you go back and watch it, or if you haven't watched it yet, please do, and please leave a comment. You know, let me know, you know, what you thought, what we can improve on, what kind of angles you would like to see. I have looked at other people's battle reports, and to be honest with you, I don't want to go crazy and just copy what they're doing. You know, I want to have my own little flair to it, if that makes sense. That way, you know, especially if, you know, you guys are involved, it's kind of like, you know, a battle report that in a way you helped make. Dang it, man. Get off my finger. But we've been especially busy, and one thing I wanted to tell everybody is sometime around the 27th through that weekend at the minimum, I probably will not be online unless I do something quick, you know, to post. The reason being is on the 28th, my little daughter is coming into the world, so that's I'm sure you will understand why we are not here. So, and then of course we'll have some other things going on that I'll need to help with. I've got my little man, and you know, he's 16 months, and you know, there'll be daddy things that have to be taken care of. So, not that I don't already do that, but it's gonna be, you know, twofold, if you will. Okay, you do not want to glue. Outstanding. Come on there. Alright. What I'm trying to do right now is get all these Custodes weapons on them, and I think that'll be fine. Mainly, oh my gosh, I knew it was gonna fall off. I knew it. Mainly because the helmets and the shoulder pauldrons, they're not hard at all to deal with. I am now, I don't know, man. I really don't like those swords, but I was starting to think, well, maybe you should. And what I plan on doing with the shields and things like that are using those as decoration on the venerable Land Raider. Whew. Hopefully I'm not making you guys as tired as I am. That way it's not just a plain looking Land Raider, as well as the Rhino, being able to do that as well. Because I have all of this stuff, one of the great things that we have available to us is we have multiple of these double-headed eagle deals. So I can make those and put those on the Land Raider and the Rhino, and I could potentially use some of this stuff on the Contemptor Dreadnought to make them tie in more with my Custodes and Sisters of Silence army. So it's not just plain armor, if you will. So I'm kind of looking forward to that as well. Definitely have enough, you know, shields to go around for sure. Alright, so that's done. Alright, so now we need to look for the next guy or next group. Let's see how the arms actually attach. Okay. We're gonna go with this group right here. That's got their left leg kind of sticking out. And looks like we need, oh man. Well, actually this will be pretty easy. Okay. Alright, so we need number 19, 21, 20, and 22. 19 through 22, no problem. Yeah, this one's going to be relatively easy because the hands don't connect. So, I guess in a way that's good. Alright, well we know it's not on that sprue. So it must be on this other sprue. 19 through 22, right? 19, 20, 20, yep. Alright, where are you? Okay. Not on that sprue. There's only 2 sprues, I thought. 15, 13, 10, 11, 12. Interesting. Over here somewhere. Alright, well there's 21. Try not to launch that across the room. It would have been on this sprue somewhere. Huh. There's 19. I missed all these. And 22. There's a very tight little deal there. Oh, we just launched it across the room. Okay. So we got one set. So now we need to find the others. Set that down out of the way. But at least we know where it is now. It'll make the cutting easier. Or quicker, rather. Oh, I knew you were gonna break off. Man, why would they make a piece that's that brittle or whatever? That's ridiculous. Alright, we're gonna have to glue that back on. Be a little more careful, I guess. This is a tiny piece, man. Let's see. I think it went like this. Yep. And I just dropped it on the floor. Awesome. That tiny little piece just fell on the floor. Oh, you've got to love it. Nope, that's not it. I'm not positive where that piece went. And I probably need a flashlight to try to find that piece. So I'll worry about it later, if I worry about it at all. All right, where was I? Okay. Yeah, see, this one doesn't even have that kind, so I don't know that it's something I'm going to worry about. All right. Yes, I will. I'll look for it, but that's not right now. Okay. And 19. All right. Wouldn't it be cool if my storm shields, if I put them on the Land Raider, if it gave the Land Raider a 3+ invulnerable save? Yeah, I know. Wishful thinking. Okay. 2 more to do. Alright, last one. Oh, this one. Definitely not the last model we have to put together. Oh! Outstanding. Okay. Take a look at this. So we're going to put this arm that's going to be sticking out on first. Looks about right. Let that sit over there. Yeah, the great thing is with this, all I've got to do is attach the glaive to it. I don't have to actually line up hands, which is good. That's a little too far. Or it looked like his shoulder was out of the socket. Who knows? Maybe the Custodes can do that. This one. Excellent. Let those dry for a second. Let's get this other one. I'm going to see how it... Okay, it goes on there. Actually, I need to do some cleanup while that's drying. That'll make things a little easier, I think. Putting this hand on. I'd say ninja reflex is there, but since I lost that piece onto the floor, my ninja reflexes stink. Alright. So now this way. I'm going to go ahead and put these arms on as well. That way I don't have to sit there and try to hold two tiny pieces. I'm hoping that tomorrow, by tomorrow rather, I will be able to work on... Oh wait a minute, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Saturday, so I won't be here for a while. It'll probably be around this time that I'll get on, I think, if I'm able to. But I'm hoping tomorrow I will be able to have completed or started on the Land Raider and Rhino together. I think that'll be relatively simple to do, and potentially that Contemptor Dreadnought, which I don't think will be too hard to put together, but I don't think I've ever put one together. Pretty sure I haven't. I don't have one that's around, I can tell you that. But wouldn't surprise me if I did it for somebody else. Oh, you know what? I think I did put one together, and it's in one of my Horus Heresy Betrayal at Calth boxes. Or maybe I just looked at it. I can't remember. I know I haven't really put any of those 30K Marines together. And I heard a rumor that there's going to be more 30K stuff coming out. I know that there's like some kind of, you know, standard bearer for Sons of Horus, or whatever you want to call them. They're not the Luna Wolves anymore, so. Oops. I'd also like to get back on the Deathwing. I missed that game. And Dawn of War, of course. But tomorrow evening at least will be a pretty busy day. And I've got to get to those videos as well, the reaction videos. Should be good to go now for at least putting a little hand on. doing here is lining up the top knuckle on the index finger so that I've got a better look with that hand. Now, line up this. And I'm going to line it up with the top of the hand almost perpendicular to the deck, or the ground, sorry. Deck. I'm still in the military, still in the Marine Corps. That way I get a uniformed appearance, but also I get a realistic look, good grief, of how he would be holding the glaive without his wrist being too hyperextended. Not a lot of room to work here between my hand and the table or desk, so when I go to let go, my fingers are getting in the way. That looks halfway decent. Same thing. Tiny bit of glue that keeps sticking to my finger, so when I go to remove myself, it pulls the plastic right off. Oh my gosh. Of course. What should be the easiest thing in the world always has to find a way to not be. A lot of weight on this end, you know, a lot of weight. reason I didn't want to pick it up like I'm doing now is I worry that I'm not going to get the angle that I want. There are other reference points I can use, and I'm doing that now, but it's still you know, an issue for me. Adding a little bit of extra glue on the wrist there. Alright, who's next? Alright, let's see here. So we've done those guys. The next one is these guys right here. It's a lot that are the same. These guys all look like, well, let me think about that for a minute. They all look the same. Except for the tabards that they have. Okay, so looks like these guys right here are the ones we're gonna mess with. And this is another two-hander where they hold it with two hands. Let's see if there's an easier, we can go a little bit easier here for a second. The only one we have left that's easier is that, and then these guys, they only give me the option for the flag, which is not something I want to do. So that leads me to think that I need to look and see how many of these claves I actually have. So we need at least 5, 9, 13 glaives. That may present a problem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Uh-oh. 11, 12, 13, 14. Whew, just made it. Alright, that's good. That would have been disappointing. Very disappointing. Alright, so that being the case, actually I'm going to back these guys off because the easier ones to do are these guys where it's just a one-handed glaive that they're holding up or holding. I'm not actually doing the one where he's holding it up because I think that's just a stupid pose in my opinion. But it is one-handed, which is right here, and the sword that's being held by a hand, the sword for a man, a regular man, dagger for, you know, this other guy. Let's see here. I need to go back and look at what this is. So we need number, looks like number 15, which is neither of these. Okay, and there's not one on here. So we know that it's not going to be, Well, actually, these guys are all going to end up with the capes too. Well, we'll just wait on that. Let's see here. 15, where are you? Huh. Well, unless I'm looking at the wrong number. I'm not. 15 and 11. That's what we need. These are all the same. So I must have missed it over here. Yeah, I did. There it is. That's the one I was looking at. I was looking at this other number. That's my fault. Alright, well, looks like most of you are probably out partying, if you will. It is in fact a Friday night. I wouldn't blame you. I may get it back on later, but I'm not sure. Pretty exhausted, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna go ahead, sign off here, continue to work on this for as long as I can, and we'll see you guys next time.